Hello, everybody out there. Welcome to Big J's Movie Review Show. From time to time, I will be giving reviews on movies I've seen, whether it be new releases or movies that are already out that I just feel like reviewing. As you can see from my shirt, you can take a little wild guess of where I've been tonight. Yes, I went to go see Green Lantern tonight, and I'm going to give my review of it. Let's see what my review is. Well, I really tried to like this movie. I really wanted to. And I have to say it failed. It failed miserably. Now, Green Lantern is a I am a big fan of Green Lantern. Green Lantern is is absolutely my favorite DC Universe superhero. Out of all of them, Green Lantern is my favorite. And I feel that it could have been done a whole lot better. First and foremost, let's start with the casting. Now, when they first announced Ryan Reynolds as playing Hal Jordan, I've never been the biggest fan of that. I don't see Ryan Reynolds as Hal Jordan, and he isn't. He would be more suited to play the Flash if they ever made one. And when I say the Flash, I mean Wally West Flash. I don't necessarily mean Barry Allen. But that's a story for another time. Let's see. Story in itself, pretty standard. He gets the ring from Abensur, just like in the comic. They kept that true to that. I'm not going to go too far into detail. I mean, if you want to see it, go see it. But truthfully, I suggest this is a wait for DVD one. Wait for it. Wait for it as a rent. If you do want a good Green Lantern flick to see, I'll give a suggestion. Let's see, where is it? Right here. This one right here. This is Green Lantern First Flight. This is an animated movie. It's very good. It tells basically exactly the same story as the movie tries to. Slightly different, of course. But it's a lot better as far as quality, at least in my opinion. And let's see, characters you do see in the movie. I'm talking about the live action one now. In the movie, you do see a lot of different Green Lanterns, non-speaking parts. The only speaking roles from other Green Lanterns that you see is Sinestro. You see him in the trailer. Tomari, that's the fish-like creature that you see Hal Jordan talking to, which really in the comic book he kind of more resembles a bird in my opinion. But enough of that. And you also see Kilowog, the giant hulking Green Lantern. He's in charge of training all the new recruits. But as for others with the non-speaking roles, you also see Olapet. For those of you who are fans of the Green Lantern comic, you'll know who he is. Or she, I can't remember which it is. You also see Green Man. And you see, at least I think this is how you're pronouncing it, Bzzd. Yes, it is how it sounds, Bzzd. Basically, it's a Green Lantern fly from another world. He's usually hanging out on a planet called Mogo. And if you read the comic, Mogo is a giant living planet that also happens to be a Green Lantern. Far-fetched, I know, but it's in the comic. Let's see. Story-wise, like I said, Ryan Reynolds, I was never been a big fan of him playing Hal Jordan. He brought his own unique flavor to the character. Tried to be a real cocky sort of guy, which in my opinion Hal Jordan really isn't. Yeah, he isn't that. And but once again, I'll stress he's more of the Wally West type. Or if they really wanted to make it a stretch, I could see him as well as the guy that's playing Captain America. I see him in this role too. He could play a good Booster Gold, in my opinion. He would play a good Booster Gold. Only I wouldn't expect a lot of you to know who Booster Gold is. Hopefully you do. Maybe you don't. Let's see, what else? Um, let's see, they had some. Let's see, the villain. Um, for the villain, they used Hector Hammond. Now, well, I wouldn't exactly call him a villain. He's more like a accidental guy who gets like some of the real villain's powers. I'll get to the real villain in a moment. But Hector Hammond, I don't know much about Hector Hammond. Um, I never read the comics with him in it, so I don't know much about that character. This is one of the things I'm going to be researching in the coming days. Um, as for the real villain, they used Parallax. Now, Parallax, while in itself sounds good on paper, Parallax, he's not a movie quality. I mean, Parallax was way too big of a nuisance back in the comics. I mean, back in the comics, they made a whole comic series around like the whole ordeal with Parallax. He had possessed not only Hal Jordan, he possesses Kyle Rayner, and there's a whole big thing about that. If they really wanted to make a villain, in my opinion, I think they could have used the Manhunters. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Manhunters were the police force that the Guardians of the Universe used before the Corps was created. They're a bunch of robots, and they can be mean. And I think they would have made a much better choice for a villain rather than just having Parallax. And they didn't really go into much detail as to what Parallax was, why was he. I mean, they touched a little bit on it, but even so, the part that they touched on, I'm not even sure if that was really in the comic, to be very honest with you. Let's see, what else? And the way Parallax attacked when he came to Earth, it kind of reminded me of the Fantastic Four movie, the Rise of the Silver Surfer, when Galactus touched down, which was very, very, very badly, I might add. I'll save that for another time. Yeah, and it was a bit anticlimactic the way they beat him. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it's not really. It doesn't do it really justice. And I also wish they made Sinestro more of an integral role than what they did. Sinestro is like the villain of the Green Lantern series. I mean, he has a blood vendetta against them, and they don't even touch on why he hates the Green Lantern so much, or why he becomes what he becomes at all. Actually, I think that it would have made more sense if they had like focused on a little bit on Sinestro too. But that's a story for another time. Let's see, how much time has gone by? I've been talking for about a good 9 minutes. Let's see. But yeah, I don't know what else to talk about really. That was the big thing. I'm going to try to make these shows a little longer as time goes by. I mean, this is my very first show, and I mean, I'm still winging it. So, I mean, next time it'll be a little longer. Hopefully I'll have a little bit more to talk about, but I just wanted to touch it and tell you about the Green Lantern movie as a whole. In my opinion, I really would recommend waiting on this one. It's not really worth going to see in the theater, in my opinion, and definitely don't waste your money to see it in 3D. I didn't, and I'm very happy about it. I did the whole 3D thing with Thor, and I regret that a great deal. Yeah, so with that being said, tune again. I'll be broadcasting again next week. I'll review something different from my little video library here. And I'll see you then. Take care.